you feel that?
And welcome everybody to Haunting Live Podcast. We are up to episode number 24 tonight. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you're having a wonderful long weekend. We're finally into the long weekend of September, Labor Day weekend. And hope you all are having a wonderful, relaxing evening tonight on Saturday. And thank you very much for taking time out to tune in to us here at Haunting Live Podcast. Tonight, though, for you guys, we have a very special guest. We'll be bringing them on in a moment. And it's a guest that we've had on in the past. And it's a fan favorite of you guys, I know. And we welcome back to the show tonight Sally Diane from Stratford. She's going to be talking to us tonight about some different things, including our upcoming event for the public event coming up at the Queen's Inn in November, and also talking a little bit about some ghost stories of the Queen's Inn tonight. And who knows, she might even be open to doing some little mini readings with you guys tonight as well. I think she has her cards with her tonight, so looking forward to that. But just quickly, very quickly before we bring them in, talk to you guys a little bit about some updates to Haunting Live Podcast here. As always, please check out our website. HauntingLivePodcast.com is the website. You guys can join our mailing list and check out our podcast on our feeds from Facebook to YouTube and all of that directly from our website. Check out our events as well. We have our event tickets open directly on our website. And you can purchase those tickets for the upcoming November event right there on our website as well. So go check out our website. We also have brand new merch available on our website for sale. So go check out those great items that we have under our merch tab as well, under HauntingLivePodcast.com. So thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Let's go ahead and discuss just one more quick thing before we bring in our guest Sally Diane tonight from Stratford, Ontario. We want to announce that we are also listed on podcast apps now. So if you guys are tuning in live, which we appreciate, but if you guys miss any of our podcasts live, you can go back and listen to them on apps like Spotify, iTunes, and stuff like that on your phone. So you can just download them and listen to them whenever you like. So go check that out as well. And with that, let's switch over live and bring in Sally and as well as Chris from Haunting Live Podcast here tonight. So let's go over and see if they're ready. Give me one moment here. And hi guys, are you here?
We're here.
Hi.
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. This is a new precedent thing that we're trying out here actually on Haunting Live Podcast tonight. We have a three-way chat going, so I think this is pretty cool. So guys, tonight we are hosting Haunting Live Podcast. We're up to episode number 24 tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in, those that are watching live. If you're not catching it live right now, it is going to be available later on the other podcast sites like Spotify as well as iTunes and stuff like that. So you can always just download it and listen to it later on. So.
Yeah. All right, so Sally, whereabouts are you doing readings from? Because I hear that you're doing a lot of readings. And
I am, and it's at the spa near the tracks, and it's an absolutely lovely location, and it's a lot bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside, sort of like Doctor Who's call box. But anyhow, I'm doing readings there every other weekend, and that's just the only reason I'm only doing readings every other weekend is because I'm so busy with other things like my YouTube channel, etc. But the spa near the tracks, wonderful place. You can not only get a reading with me, Sally Diane, you can also get a manicure, a pedicure, and I discovered they also do eyelash extensions. Oh, let me tell you, I'm going to get some of those. And they have all kinds of relaxation therapies. But to make an appointment or find out more about Spa Near the Tracks, you can call them at 519-272-1293.
all right, wonderful. So we'll do those at the end. Those for actually our YouTube channel. We'll actually put that actually at the very end. Now, also those you were just saying about YouTube.
Yes.
What's this about YouTube? Like I know that you're called the Queen of Ooga Booga.
Yes, I am the Queen of Ooga Booga, and I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. My favorite part, my absolute favorite part, is the live show, which happens every Sunday night at 9 o'clock. and that's with me and my producer, and it goes for an hour, and we take your questions and we tell stories, and we have a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Plus that I wear my crown for the Queen of Ooga Booga.
And for those that don't know what the crown is, Sally just posted that recently, actually, on her YouTube page.
Yes, so. I have a real crown that I wear on Sunday nights. And also, I have started doing for the past few weeks, and it's very popular, is This Week in Donald Trump. And I'm going to add others. I'm going to do some on Biden and some on Miss Melania. But I'll tell you what, does everybody like This Week in the Don?
Yeah. And so do we. Like we catch them quite a bit. So I just noticed that we actually have a question right now. It is from Shirley. All right.
Hi, Shirley.
Trev, can you actually get the message, please?
Yeah, Shirley has a question in. She does usually have some questions for us during our weekly podcast, so thank you very much, Shirley, for your question. She's asking, is there anything good coming up for my husband and me this week? So it's not referring to either one of you, but whoever wants to take it, go ahead.
Well, Sally's already shuffling her cards, so go right ahead, Sally.
Yes, okay. So Shirley and her hubby. Yes. The first card you get is the Ace of Coins. And the Ace of Coins tells me that there is an opportunity coming this week. And when I turned up the card, the first thing that drew my eye was this little banner over the baby's eye. And so that kind of tells me that I don't think you'll really see it coming. So it's going to be a little bit random, but when you get a money-making opportunity thrown at you, grab it. Let's see. What works against you this week is temperance. And, just the word overindulgence kind of comes to mind this week. And it is a long holiday weekend, so a lot of us are going to overindulge. And I think you guys are going to be one of them. So you might have the too much barbecue belly. Okay. Positively aspected, you have the Five of Cups. And this, keep in mind that this is because where it is, I know that it doesn't look good, but it's where it is, card needs to be read good. And what I see this as being is that you're coming out of a period of stillness. That you're not coming into this, you're coming out of this. For some reason you may not have been able to move forward before, but you get maybe 2 or 3 days into the week and you'll find a way to move forward a little bit better. So I think you're going to find barriers coming down for you, and definitely a random opportunity. Yes, it's going to be a good week.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. While you were doing that, also, Sally, I was actually doing my cards, which are actually oracle cards. These ones here actually are drawn also closer towards your spirit guides and also your angels. So the first one I got, though, it's the dream. All right, and the dream, though, is dream a journey. So it's basically telling you about your journey. You're gonna actually have a good one. The next one, though, is the snake. All right, and with that one there, it's actually shed the old skin. So basically, though, is sort of like what Sally was saying, though, it's going to be a good week. You're going to sort of shed actually everything, though, that's actually gone on within the past weeks for you. You're going to actually be able to get rid of that for you. Now, the other one, though, since Monday, everything's pretty much locked down. It is the Hermit. All right. And with the Hermit, though, that one there says actually retreat and re-exchange. So those are actually for you from my end. So.
Okay, right. Great, guys. Thank you both for your readings. That's great. You guys can give both inputs on that, so that's awesome. And thank you, Shirley, for the question. So If anybody has any questions, we are doing mini readings in between our guest here with Sally, Diane tonight from Stratford, and Chris from HauntingLIVE Podcast are both doing mini readings tonight. Something different we don't usually do on Haunting Live, which is a double guest podcast night. So while we're doing in between questions, Sally, can you tell us a little bit about the spirits of the queens that you know of, sort of the history of the spiritual activity there?
Oh, well, sure I can. Sure I can. I think that I'll tell you about J.C. Curry, and J.C. Curry was the second owner of the hotel. He bought the hotel in 1864, I believe. But he was a civil engineer, and he built stone bridges for the railroad tracks all through Perth County. And he loved the hotel, and he was a big galoot of a guy. And he his spirit, you remember I talked to you earlier about some of the hotel is 1858 and some of it's 1905. His spirit is in one spot, and it's in the 1858 part of the hotel. He stands right in the doorway of the laundry room, just looking into it. And if you talk to any of the employees that have ever gone into the laundry room and had to fold laundry or gather towels, they'll all tell you that they knew they were being watched. Now, I used to work the overnight shift, and I spent a lot of time in the laundry room. I know full well. I know him pretty well too. I used to recite poetry. I know the Cremation of Sam McGee and Gunga Din by heart, and I'd recite both of them to him. He liked Gunga Din. I didn't. I used to tell him that was racist, but he wanted to hear it anyway. But that's one of probably the ghosts that most of the employees know. There's also a rather nasty one down there that I call Mr. Creepy Pants, but we'll save that story for the event.
Which is really, really good. So I just popped in my head though. One of the girls that works next door, actually, to right where we live, there is a store next door, and she was wanting a reading from you, Sally. Um, she she said to me though that her mother doesn't really believe actually in it. Her boyfriend and her do believe actually within the spiritual community. Now with her though, she wants to know exactly how far actually things are going to go with her actually for energy wise.
Um, well, I don't understand the question, but I can tell you that my clients have told me that I tend to be farsighted, especially the first time I read you. A lot of the stuff that happens, some of the stuff that I predict in my readings don't happen for 2 or 3 years, and that's just the first reading. Like when you get into the second and third reading, then they get a little bit more short term. But that first reading is really a far-sighted reading.
Yeah.
Does that answer her question?
I hope so. I hope so. I know that she was going to actually log in tonight, actually across her cell phone. So if she doesn't be able to catch it right away live, she said that she's going to catch it actually on the replay. So,
Oh, okay. And
yeah. So
anybody that wants a reading with me, if they want to come to Stratford and get a reading in person, all they have to do is call the spa near the tracks and make an appointment. That number again is 519-272-1293. Or I also offer readings by Skype. And if you want a reading by Skype, just send a request to me at queenofoogaBooga@gmail.com.
yeah. All right. So I'm noticing that all together right now we actually have 8 people. Does anybody have any questions at all for Sally or even for myself? Again, those I'm actually just doing actually the oracle cards. Sally's doing actually the advanced cards. But yeah, if there's any questions, feel free. We'd be glad to actually ask, like, get them for you.
Yeah, no new questions just yet. Everybody's in chat just listening to the podcast tonight, so thank you guys very much for tuning in. We are Haunting Live Podcast here. Check out our podcast every Saturday night, like tonight. And if you missed the live podcast, we will be posting them as usual by Sunday night onto our podcast streaming sites like the apps like Spotify and iTunes and stuff. We are now listed under the official podcast apps, which is awesome. Marcy, though, just did put a question through here in chat. So Marcy's asking, how will her week be? Any golf hole-in-ones in my near future? She's asking, so.
Okay, so I'll just have to make sure I don't pull any cards that have eagles and birdies in it, eh? No sand traps. Sorry, Marcy.
It's like us. Marcy's such a sweetheart.
She is.
So.
La 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 la. You got the 9 of Cups. I don't even have to look any further. I will, but I don't have to. Oh, you must have had a disaster. You must have had a disastrous outing last time because you got the towers negatively aspected. So you might be going into into your golf game with your confidence down a little bit. Positively aspect. Oh yeah, you get a hole. You get your hole in one. I'd suggest you bet money on it.
All right. So, and then what I got though is right away, I got the shaman. All right. So with the shaman though, that one there is trust in the higher powers. And then sage. I got sage also. So with the sage though, that one there is be devoted and committed. So basically though, those go pretty good, especially with what Sally was just reading about. That's what I got.
You deserve a hole in one. Hey, you know what we never talk about, Chris, is
what?
Is about us. Now, Chris and I, the way we met was
it was weird though.
I know. Well, we actually met after I'd started my Stratford Psychic Facebook page, which which I closed down. Anyhow, that's a Facebook thing. But we I saw the haunting. It was paranormal back then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I started a conversation with him, and that's when we set up a little thing at the Queen's Inn just to kind of give it a go. And in the meantime, we'd had a number of conversations because his last name and my grandmother's last name was the same. And I knew I had shirt tail relatives in Canada. Well, the more we compared notes, the more I realized we're cousins.
Yeah, long lost cousins.
I am so happy. I am so happy. I found one of my relatives in Canada. I knew I had some here.
So yeah, and it was pretty weird though, because the event that we were doing at the Queen's Inn, we were doing, well, there was a seance going actually in one of the rooms, and people bought tickets actually to come out and be able to watch it live, actually within the separate room. So it was actually cross camera. But like said, Sally was saying, she was originally working at the Magic Box, and that's where we always went in chit chat. And then right when Sally was getting married a couple of years ago, that's right when everything clued in. Exactly, we were all distant family members, which is really cool though. You never know exactly what the energy actually brings forward, especially people into your life.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it was really cool because at my wedding we got confirmation of that because we sat down with my sisters and my aunts and my cousins.
Yeah. Yeah, Trevor was actually upstairs because he actually was exhausted. Anyway, so he was upstairs, so we were downstairs actually chit-chatting. Quite a storm, but yeah, we actually came to conclusion though that we're distant family members. Our family is originally from Warren, Ontario, which is actually up by Sturgeon Falls. Is right where the family originally from. Then they migrated down to the French River in Ontario. Part of the family did. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, awesome. We do have another question that came in through another means other than chat here, so we got a private message posted. This one is from Jillian, and one of their family members, one of the kids, I think, is asking if there's going to be a cure for COVID by the end of the year.
Okay, so I'm just going to draw one card, this one right here. There's going to be 7 potential ones, 1 that's effective. So the answer to that is yes. And I don't think it's the one that the Russians came up with. They may regret using their generals as guinea pigs for that vaccine. What do you get?
All right, so what I get though is I get the spring. Okay, so the spring is actually the first card that I drew, and that one there is see your growth. See your seeds growth. Sorry about that. See your seeds grow. And that one there again, though, it's like if we take a good picture actually of it, it's got the lavender actually on it with the bunny actually crossing over top. So that one there. Now the other one that I got, again, no, the shaman. The shaman actually popped up, and with that one there, it is trust in higher force. So those are the ones that came up, but the most one that's actually speaking to me again though is the shaman. Trust in the higher force. So that one there.
It's funny that the shaman's coming up for a lot for you this week, and last Sunday the magician came up like crazy for me, and maybe that's talking about the times we live in, that it is time to maybe practice a little bit more of the magical spiritual things that worked for our ancestors.
Yeah. And wasn't your card the one that kept on coming up last week, 2 weeks ago? Wasn't that the one that went missing for you?
Yes, and I wasn't going to say it publicly until tomorrow night, because I told Suzanne that I would tell her what the card was, because I was shuffling the cards and one card just went flying out of the deck and we couldn't see it anywhere. Of course, we're on camera, so you can't do a big search, but I promised Suzanne that I would tell her what it was, and it was the magician. And the funny part is, so we just quick pulled out another one of my decks, and even with that deck, the magician kept coming up.
Yeah. Well, you were just speaking though, Sally. I had 3 cards that popped out of my deck. The first one was the snake. All right, because the card liked to be slithering away. So that one there is basically shed the old skin. So those were the old cards, but you went to the new cards, and that there is pretty cool. And then all of a sudden the next one that came up, which is actually spring. All right, that one there. All right. So basically, those springing was actually the card springing actually out for you to get the next ones.
Oh yeah, they were.
So, yeah. So those are actually the cards that also came out for me, which is pretty cool. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, I think cards are really cool.
Yeah. Any other questions, Trev?
No more questions at the moment, but thank you guys very much for both doing your readings on that one question. This is going great. I think it's awesome that we have 2 different readings for one question. So for one person, they get kind of 2 sides of the coin kind of thing, 2 sides of the card. So
that's right.
And
that's awesome.
It's awesome.
Y'all should be asking questions.
Yeah, more questions, the better.
You get 2 opinions.
You get 2 opinions tonight for the price of 1, but there's no price. It's totally free. Right. So
yeah. And there's a young man actually sitting in front of a TV right now. Yes, you. Go ahead, ask a question, or actually send it to Trevor. Yeah. So.
And my thought too, just on that one card that Chris came up with for spring, it had the lavender, which is a herb or natural material. So I think that also means that there's going to be a natural solution to the COVID. I think it's going to be something that's found in nature that's going to be a natural herb or a natural thing that will be the solution for COVID, right? It's not going to be something medical or made. It's going to be a natural solution to it, I think.
That would be so wonderful.
Yeah.
Everything just seems to fill the pockets of Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't need, especially now and the way things went with the economy and stuff like that. Like, I think a natural cure would be great. So.
All right, so Cheryl would like actually, she says, no direct question, just a general reading would be appreciated.
Yeah, general readings are totally fine too, guys. Anybody in chat that doesn't have a direct question that you want to ask our two guests tonight, you can definitely just ask for a general reading, and both of them will provide just a quick mini reading for you guys and see what the cards say. So.
Okay, Cheryl. The sun is at play in your life, and that tells me that you're entering into a happier, more lighthearted period of your life. And as I'm holding this in my hand, I'm kind of feeling like you may have some crappy times behind you, because the sun's sort of saying, don't worry, things are getting better. Things are really getting better. I'm not sure whether this is talking money wise, because it feels more like matters of the heart and friends and family, that these relationships for some reason are more joyous in the short run. Yeah, what works against you is that things are getting more competitive around you, and I think this would be referring to work, because it just feels like some place where you go because you have to go, which is work sometimes. And right now you're just not digging the competition around you, and it's kind of showing. And so try to shut everything out and remember what you liked about your job in the first place. And it wouldn't hurt you to put something protective like rosemary, or if you have a stationary spot, maybe you could put like a snowflake obsidian around or something. Snowflake obsidians are pretty good to use as protection against negative people, because those, it's got those little white flecks, and so it tends to throw negativity back at whoever's throwing it at you. The most positive thing in your life, you've got the Page of Cups. And to me, ordinarily I would say, oh, this is a child, but I don't think so. I think that when I look at the sun and that, it's just, I, I think that maybe you've lost yourself a little bit, and you will be very happy to see your more lighthearted, whimsical, creative side come through. So look for some of the worry that's kind of weighing you down right now to dissipate. Okay, what do you see?
All right, so what I got though is the air guardian. Okay, so with that one there, it does say shift your projection. And then the other one I got though was guardian angel. Now this card has not come up for me for a very long time, and that one there is you are not alone. So those ones there are coming from, again, though, your angels are with you and your guardian. Nice. Your guardian. So
Okay.
So again, those you're getting two. And I know, so that Trevor, there was another question that popped up.
Yep, there is at least one question here.
Thank you for asking, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for the questions. Keep them coming in. We have two guests tonight on live here tonight at Haunted Live Podcast. We have Sally from Stratford and Chris from Haunted Live Podcast, both offering mini readings tonight. You get double readings tonight if you guys ask a question. So,
double the readings, double the fun.
Double the fun. And yeah, Tracy did have a question. She wants to know just about her upcoming week, so how her week's going to go.
Okay, Tracy.
Right, and there was one also after that, though, Trev, just let you know.
Okay. And Tracy shows up as being the Queen of Wands. So the power's in your court this week. This is the kind of week where you can really push your luck, and any bright ideas you got, you put them out there, because I think your ideas will be heard. Tracy, in general, this looks really, really good. I think that the only thing that really works against you is just little distractions. And I'm just wondering if the little distractions might be children, but it just feels like you've got fun little distractions. They're kind of pulling you away from focusing in on what you sort of want to focus in on. It's this is a good time coming up for you. I really think that you have the ear of somebody important. So good time to express your ideas, express yourself, make yourself be heard.
All right. All right. So what I got though, I don't know. Are you done, Sally? Or
Yes.
okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So the one I got though is Water Guardian. Okay. That one there is basically contact. Sorry, connect with your emotions. So there's something going on actually on with your emotions lately, though, that actually your guardian angels are actually saying though that that's being a little bit troubling you. You gotta get in contact with them, calm them down, or be able to work with them. Another one though is the wise one. To an older lady, actually right there, and that one there basically is saying from your guardian angels, grow within the current situations. So within the situations that are going actually on with you in life, you have to grow with them. And that's what I've got. All right, and there was a couple other ones on there, Trev.
No, just mostly comments and stuff right now. Tracy just had a comment about us in particular for HauntingLIVE Podcast. Wondering if, with things being closed, are we able to go out and explore more for paranormal investigations? No, we haven't been able to because a lot of places are still closed and they're restricting access to people, so a lot of groups and stuff like that cannot still go into places, which is why we're hosting HauntingLIVE Podcast from our home studio like this for the last several weeks and months. And who knows for how much longer, but once things do open up, we do plan on getting back out and bringing you live paranormal investigations out on locations like we usually do. But in fact, I guess we should talk about the upcoming one coming up in October, right?
Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for you guys. It sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, we can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, we're gonna be actually up in Thunder Bay actually from the 17th to the 24th of October. That Sunday, we're actually talking about actually doing a small investigation live, actually from Thunder Bay, Ontario. We're going to be doing it with Chrissy Collins. And who else might be joining us throughout that week?
Who knows? There might be some surprise guests coming. One person that we've recently just met, he's from that area too, and he might be there as well. So look for a very special guest to be possibly joining us in Thunder Bay. But yeah, we'll be in Thunder Bay doing a special live investigation, hopefully the Sunday of the week of October 17th, and which I guess would be the 18th. So October 18th would be the date. We're going to do a live investigation, plus hopefully organize a meet and greet so you guys can come out to us in person that live in that area and talk paranormal stuff with us that day. So
yeah, and the meetup time though will be which is not posted yet, but it will be posted hopefully this week altogether, and the location will be also posted where you guys can meet us up there in Thunder Bay.
Yeah, we just started today a brand new HauntingLIVE Podcast group for Facebook. So any types of events, upcoming public events, special guests coming to the podcast, we will let you guys be able to discuss things about those under our group page now. So there's a question I think for Sally though here.
Yes.
Go ahead, Trev.
Oh, that is Eliza. And she's wondering if you did find the card from Sunday night, so I guess she's talking about the one that popped out.
Yes, I did. And I will be talking about it tomorrow night, so I hope that you will that you will tune in, but I'm a sucker, so I will tell you what it was. It was the magician. And if you remember last Sunday night, the magician kept showing up again and again and again. So he popped out of the deck, slid under the bed, and he still showed up in the next deck I picked up.
So that's really cool, though.
Yeah, it is, and I'll see you tomorrow night on Psychic Sundays Live.
What time is that, though?
That's at 9 o'clock on the Queen of Ooga Booga channel.
Yeah. All right, and this week though, I know last week though that you guys did run into the difficult because of the energy of the universe.
Yes,
Uh,
we
but,
already have the studio set up.
all right, but what time do you guys go with, and what channel? Actually, on YouTube.
It's at 9 o'clock Eastern time on the Queen of Ooga Booga channel.
So again, though, for those that don't know, Sunday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, actually on the Queen of Ooga Booga, just like what Sally just said.
Yes. And
So
make sure you subscribe and check out some of my other videos. I, of course, have my This Week in Donald Trump videos. I have one up about Justin Bieber. I will be putting up a second one about Biden, who is well on his way to being America's dad.
yeah,
And also I do have some tarot tutorials. I have 4 tarot tutorials and 1 tarot lecture. And the tarot lecture is about the major arcana. My 4 tarot tutorials really focus more on the minor arcana.
all right. Now, Sally, what's one thing though that you're always asking people to do? Actually, for the Queen to send in. What's one thing though that you also do?
What that I do?
Yep, it's already up.
Oh, no.
Do you not do palm readings?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, folks. Yeah. And that's some of the videos there. I'm actually short on palms. So I really could use some palms to read. So we could put out another palm reading video. And if you want your palms read on the Queen of Ooga Booga channel, you need to send me 2 pictures, one of your left hand, one of your right hand, and make sure when you put your hands up, I don't want them curled up like that. I don't want them stretched out like that. Just have them in a nice relaxed position so I can kind of see what your fingers look like, and I can also see the mounds on your hands. And I'd like to see the thumb, the fingers. I also like to see this part, the all the way down to here. And you send those to me, and once we put the video up, we will send you an email so you know that your palm reading is up so you can see it.
Yeah. All right.
And
So
I'm going to do, and just one more thing about the palm reads. This week I'm going to do a film with 2. I have 2 palms to read, but I also have. Are you guys ready? I have Harry and Meghan's palm, and so I am going to read Harry and Meghan's palm.
that's cool. That's cool.
I know they have some very interesting lines on their hands. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that.
Yep. So one person though that I've started thinking about though, but we all know him though, is Orange Face, Donald Trump.
The Don. Oh my goodness. His hands are just too tiny to read.
That's like that's so true. So
But yeah, he's got all the angry child lines.
yeah. So
He's got.
do we have any more readings? Actually, any more questions? Sorry for cutting you off, Sally.
No, there's
So
no more at the moment. So if anybody does have any readings or specific questions, go ahead and ask them tonight. You will get 2 for tonight. You'll get a double reading, one from Sally and also a quick card reading from Chris here in HauntingLIVE Podcast. So if you don't have a specific question you guys want to ask, just ask a general reading and they'll just see what the cards have in store for you also. So
yeah. So Sally, what type of cards are you shuffling right now, by any chance?
Oh, okay. I like the medieval Scapini deck. My producer, he doesn't like it because it's a deck I like to use, and he says that it's hard to see in it, and it might be. That's why I kind of hold it up like this. But what I like about this deck is the artist wrote the little white book that comes with it. Usually it's written by Stuart Kaplan and it's a bunch of garbage. But this one was written by the artist. So instead of saying, well, this card means this and this card means that, he talks about what the picture means to me, what the picture meant to him, and the literary and art references in his deck. And he also talks about the times in here where he puts himself in the picture.
Yeah.
I'm just shuffling through enough so I can maybe hopeful. Okay, this one right here, the 8 of coins, that family there, the woman, the baby, that is the artist's wife and his baby, and that's his cat, and the guy on the ladder is the artist. So he put himself into the picture there. So yeah, that's and I love the deck. I that's the one that I use, and I highly recommend it. Basically for anybody. All the pictures are perfect. And usually, Chris could tell you too, usually when you get a deck, there's one or two that just are a little, but all 78 of these pictures are just exquisite. Same as Pamela Coleman Smith's.
Yeah. All right. And for myself, though, what I'm using, though, lately, because these ones are speaking to me big time, they're from Carl Gray, and they're the Angels and Oracle cards. He's actually originally from Ireland, but he actually lives over in the UK. He started actually noticing about the spiritual world at a very young age, and overseas, across the pond, he was well known to be actually the youngest spiritual medium that will actually could deal with children. His very first experience, though, is if you want to be able to find out about him, actually check him out actually on YouTube, and also check out Sally. Sally's awesome, especially on YouTube. So.
Okay, we do have a question now. Lesla's asking, please tell me when I will have my next job.
Five weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks. The cards also recognize that this is hard for you and probably a little scary. It looks like it's you've got some left, but you've lost. Yeah, I see the loss, but I also see healing here. But the number 5, you gave me a win. You got 2 5s. And this one right here, the 2 of Cups, that one actually, when I talk about the emotionality of it, it just says that one of the things that's worked against you is it does put stress on your relationships, even if it's just because you're so worried. But that will get rid of that little bit of stress that's starting. Okay, what do you see, Chris?
All right, so what I've got, though, is I've got the Highest Priestess. All right, so that's what I actually have. And that one there is Hendra's Magic Power. All right, so Hendra's Magic Power. And then the next one I actually have, though, is the very first one, though, that ever popped out for me is actually the Mountains. All right, and the Mountains, though, that one there is Stand Your Ground. And it's kind of funny, though. The reason why is basically because what Sally was saying, those sort of to do with what's going on. But with the Mountain, though, Stand Your Ground, you're always going to see actually sort of negativity behind you. But always keep yourself going forward. Keep on climbing that hill with you. So that's what those are. But it was a little bit funny, though, because last night, we were actually just double checking to see how everything was. Sally and we were talking about certain cards. Highest Priest came out, but actually Sally turned around and said Highest Priestess.
Tarot versus Oracle.
And there's the card there. So, but those ones popped out.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. Hope that reading answered what you were hoping for, Elsa. And thank you very much for the question. And if anybody has any more questions, we're slowly running out of time here. We've got about 5 more minutes left on the podcast tonight. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in to Haunting Live Podcast tonight. We greatly appreciate taking your time out on Saturday on your long weekend. It is a Labor Day weekend already. How are you guys doing, Sally, on your long weekend so far?
So far, so good. It's been a busy weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I was at spa yesterday. I was at spa today. Of course, reading with you guys, and so that's a lot of fun. I always like being on your podcast. And tomorrow I have Psychic Sundays live, and then Monday I'm back to work. So I'm having a really busy weekend.
Yeah, us too. So we got our podcast tonight. We're getting our events ready for our trip to Thunder Bay, Ontario, coming up in October. And we're going to organize a special investigation for you guys live here on Haunting Live Podcast that you can watch with us while we're up there. And also for those up in Northern Ontario by Thunder Bay region, you guys are going to be able to come and meet us in person. So we're also organizing a meet and greet for that weekend too. So look for those events to be posted shortly. We're going to do a special event on Facebook for that, so you guys can watch for the details soon. Anything else to add, Chris, for that?
Well, nothing else, but we're also doing meetups. For those that are interested about the big workshop actually coming to Stratford, and our sponsor is the Stratford Tourism, and plus all the Queens Inn, please do check out actually our website, actually at HauntingLivePodcast.com. Go underneath the event page. There's actually information there. Sally and I were talking about a little bit earlier about what's going on. If you are actually in Stratford, Ontario, or very close to Stratford, give the Queens a call. Call Sally, or actually talk to one of the fabulous staff members at the front desk. Be able to purchase your tickets there, and also be able to book for your room actually at the Queens Inn. The price is not included within the event price.
No, but it's really worth your while to stay directly at the Queen's Inn for that weekend event, because then you don't have to go anywhere else. You're right there for the whole weekend. So
yeah, it's winter rates, and there are some rooms you can get up to 4 people in. You know, put 2, 3, 4 people in a room and split it 2, 3, 4 ways. Everybody pays less than $100 for their accommodations.
yeah, if you split that between 4 people, it's really cheap that way. So
it is worth it, though. We've actually stayed on the second floor, actually a couple times. We've stayed actually on the third floor.
And we're getting our special room that we usually request when we go and stay at the Queen's ourselves that weekend, which is room 216, one of the most active rooms.
Yep. And I think isn't that the room that we're doing the seance, Sally?
I do believe it is. So. That's the Pinkney Suite. And did I tell you that I met Pinkney's granddaughter?
Ooh, not yet. No.
I took her on a tour. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Confirmed it is 216. It's that whole wing that was the original Pinkney Suite.
Oh,
that's cool.
How far did it go down? The whole width of the wing, or is it just
where the stairs go down?
Yeah.
Those stairs went down into the Pinkney Suite. The whole, all those rooms.
Okay.
It was one big. It was few, several bedrooms, several baths. There was a servant's quarter.
Well, that would explain why he said that his name was Pinkney across the spirit box that one time that we had it running. So we had a spirit box that one time up in his room, and he said, "I'm Pinkney" as soon as we walked in. So
it was across the hall, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one girl,
the same suite.
She ran away. Now, Marcy's got a question there just before we take off. If you missed any, if you have any questions, actually log in tomorrow night for readings, but we do actually have a quick question from Marcy.
Well, there's one before that I'll just grab here. It's a quick one. Xander Shea is asking, what are my spiritual gifts? And then we'll do Marcy's quickly after that for the final.
Well, other than a heartbeat and breath, which is a spiritual gift, yeah. It does show, the first card you get is the two of swords, and to me it feels like you're kind of blocked off from some of your gifts, and you can open up those pathways, through meditational exercises, through practicing things like the tarot, the runes, stuff like that. the more you practice, the more open you become spiritually. Yeah, I think that you're probably kind of discouraged from pursuing the occult as a child, because there's this whole thing that you're cutting yourself off from gifts. But if you think you do have gifts and you inherited them from your father, you have gifts. You have good gifts. Take a psychic development course, either in person or online. Learn to meditate. Learn to you have a gift. You wouldn't, if just because you ask the question. I know you think you have a gift. You do. You just need to develop it, and that's not that hard to do. Trust me.
Yeah. And I didn't do any shuffling because I wanted Sally to do that. So the question though is from Marcy. Basically, though, what time actually on the Saturday does the workshop actually basically end? Because she's trying to decide though, is she should get a room for friends that want to attend actually and stay over. So that question there, Marcy, though, is normally we finish actually after midnight, but who knows about seance? Seance might go until 2 o'clock in the morning. So what I would say though is definitely book a room. Definitely book a room with the Queen's Inn. Or is all right. Just for safety though, Sally, whenabouts do you work next? Just in case people want to actually ask you more questions.
Oh,
through the
ask
Queen
me.
For booking a room.
I'm in on Monday and Tuesday.
All right. So those are the best times actually to give a call if you want to talk to Sally about actually the deal, or actually you can talk to Barb or Joyce. No, not Joyce.
Yeah,
Barb
Joyce.
Or
Joyce.
Okay, sorry, Joyce. Yeah. So talk to them
And
both. They both
all of
also
us are
know.
friendly, and all of us are happy to answer your questions. It's the Queen's Inn.
Yep, the Queen's is popular, so it's really beautiful. So, all right, well, we do say thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. Thank you very much, Sally, for being actually tonight, and thanks, Trevor, for having me with Sally.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
And thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome, Sally.
I always have a good time with you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
So again, though, you can get a hold of the Queen actually Sunday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, actually on her page. And what page is that again?
That's the Queen of Ooga Booga.
Yeah, we'll post your link up to our Facebook as well tonight, right after the podcast, so people can check out your direct link to your YouTube channel where you do your live from. We do ours here on Facebook, and you do yours over there on YouTube. So thank you, though, guys, for both of you being here. Chris for doing your readings, and for Sally for joining us here all the way from Stratford. And we hope you're having a great long weekend, and thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'll switch back over. All right, well, thank you very much to both of our guests for being here on HauntingLivePodcast.com tonight. We greatly appreciate them being our guests, and look forward to them the next time they come in. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in and asking your questions here on Haunting Live. And just let me check one thing quickly here. Okay, there we go. And thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to Haunting Live Podcast. We appreciate all your questions tonight. We want to actually, again, thank Sally, Psychic Sally Diane, for coming in all the way from Stratford, Ontario, and joining us here tonight on the podcast. And, of course, Chris for doing his readings as well, part of Haunting Live here tonight. So, for those of you, we'll just recap quickly what we recapped at the beginning of the show. We had a slight audio issue, but it's the first time we've been trying a triple guest podcast, so we think we got it tweaked out pretty good, though. First of all, guys, check out our website. We are talking tonight and promoting our event coming up at the Queen's Inn in Stratford, Ontario. So tickets are available for that event right now on our website, which is HauntingLivePodcast.com. Go to our event page, and there you will be able to buy tickets directly through our Eventbrite app. Also, while you're on our website, check out our features that we have on, such as our feeds from our Facebook and our YouTube, and our Twitter accounts are on our website directly. And also our YouTube page is directly on our website also. So any videos we upload to our YouTube will get posted directly through our website. So you can always check for updates there. And the other thing is we have launched as of August the 1st, 2020, we just launched our brand new merch section. So if you guys are interested in anything like crystals or smudging materials or bags that we make handmade by ourselves here in our studio, we have some promotional items as well. So basically anything that we use out in the field for paranormal wise, you guys are able to get through us under our merch page. So go check out our merch. We have some great items up there right now for sale for you guys. So go check that out if you like. And yes, we will be bringing some of the merch items to the event in November, so you guys can check out them in person also. And also right now, special on our merch section is some of Sally Diane's product as well. You can go check out her special merch stuff under the cleansing section. She has some items up there too. So go check those out. And our website is always available for you guys to check and browse. Other thing is that we announced today, we have a brand new group on Facebook. So we just launched the Haunting Live Podcast group. Where you guys can discuss things like past guests that have been on our show, upcoming events or events that you've been to, anything that you want to post like pictures and audio files and stuff like that on public events. You guys can actually go to our group now and add things there to the group page. So we welcome you guys to go check out the group. And that's about it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget also, if you missed the live podcast here tonight on Haunting Live Podcast, you can also go to the apps later on, such as Spotify, as well as iTunes and other apps that do audio podcasts. We're now on those as well. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for all your questions to our double guest night here tonight. And hope you guys enjoyed that. We look forward to doing more of that in the future. But otherwise, happy hauntings, guys. Take care. Have a great long weekend. And we will see you next week right here on Haunting Live Podcast. Thank you very much. Have a good
Did you hear that?